It's day 4 of the World Lacrosse Men's U21 World Championships live from the University of Limerick in Ireland. Hello, everybody. Tom Eschen here with you on the call on the shores of the River Shannon. Another beautiful, hot day in Limerick for some more Group B play. Today, featuring Japan and the Czech Republic. They'll be in action here for each's second game here of this tournament in 2022. Yesterday, we saw Japan win their first game against Israel, Czech dropping theirs to Puerto Rico. We'll see how they each do in their second game of this tournament. Face-off be coming your way in just moments. Stay tuned right here on Lax Sports Network. As we get you set and ready to go for face-off, a quick look at the slate of games here today. You can see on Lax Sports Network, Kenya, Poland have already played. Poland 17-2 win there. China leading Wales right now 4-2. But as for the games on LSN the rest of the day, 64 games throughout this tournament. Coming up after our game, you can watch Jamaica and Ireland at 10 a.m. Eastern. At noon, we'll have the Sweden and Uganda game. And then finally, 1 p.m., it's Germany and Latvia. All on our live channels on laxsn.com. Live lacrosse from Limerick, Ireland, right here on LSN. Sweden and Uganda, our second featured game here of the day on Lax Sports Network, our main channel. Excited to bring that to you from Group E. This is Group B. The top 3 teams from Groups B and C will make it on their way to the championship bracket here in just a few days. The 4th place team, the best of the 2 4th place teams in B and C, will also move on to that bracket. So these are key matchups. And of course, if you're Czech Republic, don't want to fall to 0-2. Japan looking to go to 2-0. Here as we get set and ready to go here at the Face-Off X. Yusuke Takeda, who went 12 for 13 against Israel yesterday against Jan Dobiash, looking to bounce back after a rough day against Puerto Rico in that 12-6 loss. As mentioned, another warm day. We'll have about one more warm day here before we get back to seasonal temperatures. Players will be hydrating as we're set and ready to go. What a better start there for Dobiash. He won just one face-off against Puerto Rico yesterday. He wins the first today for Czech Republic. Their U21 squad manned by Vlada Manda. He was their U20 European Championship coach in 2019. As a country, they just came in 3rd in the European Box Championships. England won gold in that, Germany silver. They did not play in the U19 World Championships in 2016. Hulesh from up top. Now they work it around the top of the key. They played better here in the second half against Puerto Rico. They scored 4 of the last 5 goals in that game. There's Hulesh on the doorstep. The shot just over the head of Ito. He didn't see a lot of action yesterday against Israel. They took just 8 shots in the whole game. Ito faced 6. Did stop 1, only allowed in 2 goals. That a 10-3 victory for Team Japan on Friday. Hulesh working up the alley, now down. They work it around quickly here. Czech with a lot of box experience. Box lacrosse is huge in the Czech Republic. A lot of these players playing for a lot of the box teams that are there. So look for some of those skill sets to come to play. Hulesh shots wide. Deflected, though, before it went out of bounds. It'll go the way and also backed up by Team Japan and Tomoya Sodayama, who scored yesterday. Really talented defenseman. Came down in transition. The pole goal. A captain of this team, too. It was a spread-out effort for the Japanese. A couple goals from Kenshiro Kuroda, one of their captains. Ishikawa, Yuta Ishikawa, that is. He had a couple as well. Leading the way with points, Kai Tanamura. He had a goal and 2 assists, a 21-year-old. So let's see Japan go to work here. On field 1 here, these 2 today. Tetsuya Yamada, number 7 in red. No stats yesterday, didn't register anything on the score sheet. Looking to initiate earlier. Big kid, 6'2", 209. Muscling his way in, then back out. Kuroda has a big left-handed shot. We saw that yesterday. Looked like a skip pass up the middle. Kaigara's gonna have to run that down. He took 5 shots yesterday. Did score a goal with an assist. You'll see Japan, they're very procedural on the offensive end. Yamada goes in to take a shot. Stop there. Back the other way comes the Czechs. But unable to get that clear, and Japan will take back over once again here. Josef Slavik, they're standing tall in the cage for the Czech Republic. Slavik from Prague made 7 saves yesterday. Currently plays in that MBLL, that's the Box Lacrosse League, for the LCC Wolves. That's one of the bigger squads, a feeder squad, if you will, for a lot of the future stars here in Czech Republic. How about that? A couple nice checks from Tomáš Petrák. Was a part of that European Championship group in U2019, that U20 team. So Tahako Zaki now looking to get things going. This was what Japan did to Israel yesterday. They would be content just to wait on offense. No shot clock here in international play. 15-minute running quarters up to 30 seconds in first, second, and third. Hakozaki takes a look and scores. He waits, he waits, he waits, and he gets the goal. Japan on the board first. 1-0. And that's just a little bit of a dodge and maybe caught that Czech defense napping a little bit. So Hakozaki, the 21-year-old from Kanazawa University, a 4th year there, as we'll see often throughout this tournament, some experienced college players. He's one of them. And that obviously bodes well for a country like Japan in this context, and for some of the other countries as well, where athletes don't start playing lacrosse until college. So now they've got a couple years under their belt, and in Japan, they've pretty well put together, as Takeda does win his first face-off of the day. They've split now. Score 1-0 here, Team Japan in the first. So Hakozaki, who scored 2 goals yesterday, adds a 3rd for his tournament today. Now Fumi Suzuki, the head coach for Team Japan here. Yuta Ishikawa now with the ball at X. 2 goals yesterday, part of the Team Japan U19, U20 teams growing on up. Ishikawa working goal line extended. Work it around up top, Kaigara. Here's Ishikawa now initiating from the top. Tanamura. Couple assists yesterday for Tanamura. This is Otsuka. We saw Japan even take a couple of timeouts in 1 possession yesterday, as another goal goes in for Hakozaki. You got to respect the captain from Ishikawa. His 2nd goal in a row. At Kanazawa University, by the way, the 3rd collegiate division in Japan, but look at the skills, and really he's caught this Czech Republic team off guard here to start. 4 goals in the tournament. And it was wall ball for him that helped him establish those stick skills. Hours a day he spent on the wall to grow up to be one of the best young prospects in all of Japan. Takeda got that ball going his way. Yokokawa, Rakuto Yokokawa, getting the ground ball. He had a couple yesterday as well. So Japan once again tilting the field their way to start. They've won 2 of the 3 face-offs. Lacrosse continues to grow in Japan as it grows around the world. They're a great example of that, has caught fire. At just 21 players, the country in 1986, now growing to almost 20,000. 10 sticks were donated to start from Mr. Ross Jones of Johns Hopkins, Bob Scott as well. And look at how this sport has grown. Another opening, and this time a stop. Slavik able to get the save. Now he looks to work to continue to clear. And once again, they're unable to clear. Back the other way comes Ishikawa. He gets the steal, the shot, and the score. Uta Kaigara. The Japan defense causing turnovers and bringing in goals. The first, the takeaway from Ishikawa, who gets not only the caused turnover, but also the assist here. And it's 3-0. Kaigara gets his second goal of the tournament. So 3-0 Japan here. They get a couple in the slow 6-on-6 offense, and now they get one in transition. Great job on the ride. So Takeda 2 for 3 after a 12 for 13 day yesterday. See if he can win another, and he's just too fast, but unable to get the ground ball after he wins the faceoff. So it's Dobayash able to do it himself. That's a big ground ball by Jan. Just played in that European box tournament, so I'd imagine as well for Dobiash that it's been a transition, and that European box was just last month, so dealing with some of the different rules between indoor and outdoor play, box and field, what have you, and trying to adjust is not an easy thing, but gets that ground ball there, showing that he can be prolific. He played really well in that European box tournament. So now we'll see Czech Republic back on the offensive end. They had the ball to start. Were unable to score. So 3-0 here, the score for Team Japan. This is Jan Hulesh. Just can't seem to find an opening. Boschmik. This is that Sodayama defense, and he actually draws a flag there. Adamiec able to do so. He finds his teammate in the middle for the score. Adamiec to Kuchera, and the Republic of Czech is on the board. So Adamiec taking all sorts of hacks there and able to somehow find Lukasz Kuchera, who the 16-year-old finds himself on the scoreboard. Some young players out here. It's a U21 event, don't forget. And it looks like they're going to add that slash on top of it. Is that true? 3-1 the score here. Czech finds themselves on the scoreboard first as Kuchera gets his third goal of this tournament. He scored 2 against Puerto Rico yesterday. Another win here for Takeda. Wins that one retreating.
Lucas Kuchera, goal for Czech Republic. Puts them in a fight. Currently 1-3 in favor of Japan. 3 minutes and
3:44 to go here in the first quarter. That penalty was indeed waved off, so Japan now looking to clear. They'll take their time in that clear. Very deliberate. They didn't make many mistakes against Israel yesterday. They had a couple lulls offensively, but they didn't compound those lulls. Actually, they would hold on to the ball so long. There was one possession in which Naofumi Suzuki called 2 timeouts within the same possession. That's the benefit of no shot clock. Shun Ito now alongside some of these Czech Republic players will try and hold them up on the ride. And that pass is a good one as well. Nakamura now looking over the middle, and they get that clear. So they're not afraid to use the clock. There's no hurry. Well, if you don't need to, why do it? So now Japan will settle the ball into their offensive end. 3-1 here, the score in the first. Japan did a really good job defensively yesterday against Israel as well. They didn't let them get anything inside. Czech did a nice job of that there. Good passing, good connection. See if Czech Republic can get the ball more often, but there's a shot stopped by Slavik. Ball actually bounced back into his crease. He's able to gather it and make the play. Slavik just played in those 2022 European Box Championships. So used to maybe a bit of a smaller goal behind him. And probably some more pads as well. This is Šimon Kučera. There's 3 Kučeras on this Czech Republic team, by the way. So keeping it all in the same name and the same family. So Vlada Manda calling a timeout when he wasn't able to. Legal procedure called on Czech Republic. Legal request was called, so ball turned back over to Japan. That's just Japan on the ride once again. Nicholas Schmidt, John Brokelbank, and Dennis Chang, our officiating crew here today. Here is our day is continuing of lacrosse on Lax Sports Network and beyond. Yamada looking to shoot, he does. Japan doesn't need a lot of space either. We saw that against Israel yesterday. Israel did a better job as time went on of closing the gaps, but if you give Japan some air, they're not afraid to pull the trigger. You kind of like that aggressiveness, especially in this kind of a format. Otsuka has his defender caught up. Couple passes and another score. Kaigara gets his second. The assist by Otsuka. It's 4-1. He had his defender, Tobias, all caught up, and Otsuka does a good job of finding the cutting Kaigara. So Kaigara with his second goal. Otsuka, his first point of the tournament. That's an assist. Oh, who played rugby growing up? Shohei Otsuka. But has worked his way through the Japanese youth teams. And now Japan with a 4-1 lead. 26 seconds to go in the first quarter. Just after 1 p.m. local time here in Ireland. Takeda wins the clamp again, but unable once again to find the ground ball. Andrei Strioblik able to get that. The Czech Republic doing a better job face-off-wise here. Though another call against Czech. They've been shooting themselves in the foot here. 15 seconds to go in the first. Let's see if Japan can get one more. They lead 4-1. Ishikawa through all the white shirts, deflected away. 5 on the clock. Otsuka gets it out. One more shot. They got to take it. Kaigara shoots, scores as time expires. Will it be a good goal? Yes, it will. The buzzer beater. Hat trick for Yuta Kaigara in the first. What a finish with a flourish. An absolute BB with some people in his face. Kaigara makes it 5-1 with 15 minutes in the books here in Limerick. What a start for Team Japan. We head to the second quarter. You're watching the World Lacrosse Men's U21 World Championships on Lax Sports Network. We're getting you set for the second quarter here in Pool B play between Japan and the Czech Republic. We'll have some Pool E play later on. You get a chance to see some other countries from around the world. Sweden taking on Uganda a little bit later on today. I'll be on the call for that. That's at noon Eastern time, our second featured game of the day on our main channel on Lax Sports Network. All as a part of the U21 Men's World Lacrosse Championships all day, all week long. We'll bring you right up until next weekend with games happening as every single day, every hour, it feels like on the hour all day long. So Sweden and Uganda, that's coming up later on here at noon today. So just a few hours from now, you can, of course, watch games in between now and then. You got to finish watching this game. Head to laxsn.com for the list of links, or you can watch the game right there, laxsn.com. Sweden in a close game against Netherlands yesterday, a 10-9 loss. Netherlands had a goal with 22 seconds to go in that game, which was really exciting. And that's what you get. A lot of good competition beyond just Pool A here in this. Uganda, a 10-4 loss against Hong Kong yesterday. They did score the final 3 goals of the game after getting their feet wet. All right, so here we go. Second quarter just about to get underway. We got a hat trick for Team Japan's Yuta Kaigara in that first quarter. See what he does for an encore in the second. Takeda's won every clamp but one, but Czech's done a good job of getting that ensuing ground ball face-off-wise. Let's see what he does and they do here as the second quarter about to get underway. Live from the University of Limerick. Tom Eschen here with you on the call. There's Takeda once again popping it out. Struggling to get that ground ball, but it is picked up here by Team Japan. Rei Yamamoto getting that ball. Had 3 ground balls yesterday, too. Japan nursing a 5-1 lead against the Czech Republic here in Group B. Japan 1-0 in the group. Czech 0-1. They played Puerto Rico yesterday. They have a date with Israel on Monday. Japan, Puerto Rico on Monday. That'll finish out their group play before we'll then work ourselves into brackets early next week, middle of next week. It should be fun as this tournament goes on. Yamamoto now working here from X. They work it back out to Tanamura. Try to force Tanamura right. Finds his way left. Got himself some space, shifty. Here's Kuroda, captain. Kuroda finds some space, shoots! Slavik might have got a piece of that. Quickly back out here, wide open Tanamura. Another stop there for Slavik. Slavik out of Prague, as many of these players from the Czech Republic hail from. Yamada sent back out. Captain of his college team as well, captain of this team. Over to Ishikawa, looking for some space. They do a good job of moving the ball, finding themselves in opportunistic situations, and they'll say that this goes to the Czech Republic. Shot deflected, and like maybe Czech Republic had the backup there. So 2 minutes here into the second quarter, 5-1 Japan. Another good stop here by the Czechs. See if they can solve the clear first and foremost. They cannot. Japan gets it back. Otsuka now here settling things in. That's another thing about Japan being deliberate on offense. Really doesn't allow their opposition to get into any sort of offensive rhythm. And something else they've done well defensively is not allowed a lot of rebounds, a lot of second chances. So been pretty much one and done on the other end. And that makes for a tired defense. Yamada working himself right into the middle, and Slavik able to stand there and get the stop. They'll say that Yamada went through the crease. Another stop. Let's see if they can now get it clear.
Crease violation called on Japan. Turnover possession to the Czech Republic.
Czech Republic came here, traveled all day Monday. They had a house that was originally planned for them to stay. It actually had to be canceled because of Ireland and their philanthropy in housing Ukraine refugees. So the Czechs having to stay a little bit farther away. Obviously for a good cause in that. But as you know, always an interesting adventure for some teams in getting to their respective destinations for any of these World Lacrosse Championships. Pavel Sirk lost his bag arriving in Dublin. Nice catch here by Dobiash. See if they can get something in transition. Ito stops it low. Kniotek went for the shot, and Ito met him there. Down low, they looked for the bouncer. Like I said, one and done for the Czech. Japan now will go and settle it in on offense. And Fumi Suzuki will call a timeout, try to get everybody settled down. Not afraid to take those timeouts either. Either are we. We'll step aside. Japan leading 5-1 as we make our way through the second quarter here at the World Lacrosse Men's U21 Championships. Welcome back here live in Limerick. Be sure to check out a new edition of the Lacrosse Now podcast every week. This week we feature PLL Water Dogs and former U19 Team USA player and gold medalist Michael Sowers. You can actually hear some of that interview at the half of this game. Team Ireland U21 head coach Tom Pryor, Brandon Aviles, Colin Baez from Team Puerto Rico, who looks great thus far. Live at 8 p.m. Tuesday nights, Lax Sports Network, and of course you can also get the podcast wherever you get your podcasts. So following the timeout, Japan with possession. Here with just about 5 minutes elapsed in this second quarter, Japan leading 5-1. They led 5-1 after one. Looking for their first goal, Tanamura. You can see that Czech Republic defense has him scouted here so far, trying to make him go right. He goes left, finds his hands free, and he scores! How about that? Makes his own luck for his first goal of the day, 6-1 Japan. On the run, Kai Tanamura.
6-1 over the Czech Republic. There's 10 minutes, 10 seconds left in the second quarter.
Tanamura just using that speed, beating his man, beating the slide, and he gets his second goal of the tournament. He said he wants to be a guy that can overwhelm the opposition, and he does a great job of that, using his speed and quickness. Ensuing faceoff to Keita. Couldn't pick it up. Good job by the wings of this Czech Republic team. That's Victor Blaha. And now Czech will get possession here. Down 6-1, less than 10 minutes to go in the half. See if this offense can get going the way we saw it did in the second half against Puerto Rico yesterday. Kobayashi Petrak working to his left. Unable to get it back to his right. Now they get it over to Kinotek. Uchera has the goal. Rieblik in there for the shot. Ito tested a bit more here, makes the save. Czech's got it backed up, so they'll retake possession on offense here. Pass down low, open shot, and Ito gobbles that up. What a save. Kinotek took the shot, and Ito, man, stands all of 5'9", 173 there, but not worried about that. Actually played high school soccer growing up. His mantra that he said he took from a coach in soccer, if you stop everything, team's not going to lose. It's a lot on one man's shoulders, but hey, it's working for him so far in this tournament. He's been really solid there. Yesterday, his defense in front of him prevented much from getting his way, but already making a couple of nice plays here today. At one of the best saves you'll see. Roki Ono. Ono working his speed, finds his hands free, bouncer. We're midway through the second quarter, 6-1 Japan. They've got one on the board in the second. Czech Republic has none. Restart here for Fujioka as the second unit comes on for Japan, 5-goal lead. He's harassed by Hulish. Good job by the short stick. The two-way midi getting a cause turnover there. Czech not afraid to play physical. Had 7 penalties against Puerto Rico yesterday. As we saw, Puerto Rico played a pretty physical game with Israel a couple days ago. Czech Republic really ups their ante. Haven't seen that as much here today. See if they can get something in transition. Another shot gobbled up by Ito. That was Cirque trying him. Here comes Japan back the other way. Ishikawa unsettled. Yamada looking his way towards the cage. Good back check by Dobiash. Another good check there. D sticks Otsuka. It's Dobiash that comes out with it. I think that was Jan Polak, the captain, with the yard sale. So score still 6-1 here. You're watching the World Lacrosse Men's U21 World Championships on Lax Sports Network. It's a part of our comprehensive coverage of these games. The countries, athletes from all over the world here competing in Ireland in the course of these 10 days or so. It's the biggest World Lacrosse U underage championship at 23 teams. There's Peck working his way to the left, and that, of course, obviously bodes well as lacrosse continues to try and work its way into the Olympics in 2028. Now put on the short list for sports to be considered. That just announced here last week. That lacrosse, you could say, is a de facto finalist to be included in those 2028 games in Los Angeles. And of course, World Lacrosse and all these countries a big part in trying to promote that and promote the sport here as time goes on. Hulish goes back the other way. Good job by Sodayama. Great slide. He retreats, gets back into where he belongs. Kuchera, shot wide of the cage. Longer possession for the Czech Republic here, able to be a little bit more disciplined in their backups and their shot selection as well. Novotny dishes it off. Out to Hulish. Chimera's done a good job on Hulish, really, of not letting him initiate much from on top. And this one flies out of the stick of Dobiash, and it's a turnover. Japan will get the ball back, and now they're going to try to go quickly back the other way. How about that pass from Ito? Kimura couldn't gather it cleanly. Now they'll settle things down. There's a pull on this side. Yoshimura. If maybe they can get Yoshimura trailing, and now they'll go and sub and settle things in. Less than 4 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Get their sub in, and Tanamura. Oh no, still in there. Part of the second midfield unit for Team Japan. Work his way to the left. Little pick and roll. His pass, though, floats above the head of Tanamura. See them utilizing some of that two-men game. And, you know, Fumi Suzuki, a good relationship going back and forth with different college squads, coaches in the U.S. You'll see a lot of that, some of those principles implemented, teams and, of course, leagues going out to Japan, especially these last few years, really just helping with a lot of these players, coaches, countries' experience with the sport of lacrosse. That also helps a country get better and these players get better from the ground up. We've seen that certainly with Japan, the way they've competed at these last few World Championships, men and women. As there's more trouble in the clearing game. That ride from Japan has been relentless today. Really, I've just not given them any open door down the field. That's something that the Czech Republic's going to have to talk about over the course of halftime. Of course, we talked about Czech being a big box country, that the clearing game a little bit different, you might imagine. Kuroda looking for his little jump step. Now tries to find his way open, dish off, shot. Wide by Yamada, backed up by Fujioka. 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter. The clock will stop under 30 seconds. 6-1 Japan. They've got the only goal of the second. Tanamura. That slide came a little quicker this time after his goal a few moments ago. Now Kuroda with the right, looked for that top right corner. He missed it by an inch. Or I guess I should say a centimeter since we're in Ireland. 90 seconds to go in the half. Kaigara, a first quarter hat trick. Beat the buzzer at the end of the first 15 minutes. Says he doesn't want to be satisfied with the status quo. Once they continue to escalate this Japanese national team. And Fumi Suzuki utilizing his 3 timeouts once again with less than a minute to go. 59 seconds in the half. 6-1 here, Japan in Limerick. Suzuki's timeout with Japan in the books. They lead 6-1 here in the second quarter. They've held Czech Republic off the board in the second. They've held them off the board since there were about 10 minutes to go in the first quarter. Similar to their defensive stand against Israel yesterday, Japan playing well on both ends once again here today. They look solid in this tournament here in their second game. Fujioka here, 30 seconds to play in the first half. There's the shot and a score. Otsuka gets his first of the tournament. Drawn up well by Naofumi Suzuki. Shuhei Otsuka making it 7-1. Kuroda the dish. His first point of the day. Otsuka now has a goal to go along with his assist. Otsuka says he's not a vocal leader by any stretch, but more of a leader by acts. He works hard, he does the things behind the scenes and leads by example more than anything else. The 21-year-old from Aoyama Gakuin High School. Violation there against the Czech Republic, and feels like Takeda once again has had the upper hand here for Japan all day long. They get the ball back, 7-1. See if they can get one more. Less than 10 seconds to play. Here comes a couple of cutters, maybe one too many. 3 on the clock. One more dish, one more shot. Can they beat the buzzer this time? They cannot, as time expires here in the first half. Japan with a 7-1 lead over the Czech Republic. They are looking good to begin their U21 World Championships. A hat trick for Yuta Kaigara in the first quarter as the Japanese U21 squad leads the Czech Republic here 7-1 at the half. You'll hear from Team USA, the formerly U21 player, Michael Sowers, currently of the PLL Water Dogs. You can hear from him and his experiences at halftime. So it is halftime here in Limerick. You're watching the World Lacrosse Men's U21 World Championships on Lax Sports Network. Blue skies here at the University of Limerick as we get set to start the second half between the Czech Republic U21 squad and Team Japan. It is 7-1 Japan after the first 30 minutes of play here in Group B play. Japan 1-0, Czech Republic 0-1 heading into the day. A key matchup for both, as just like you did to start the game, Yando Biash wins the face-off to start the third quarter. They went go for the quick pass, the quick shot. They throw it away. Now Japan here, back the other way we go. Takeda, the face-off man's the one who picked it up, fouled the play. Yamamoto working to his left side. The save by Slavik. All right, let's take a breath here. These are the World Lacrosse Men's U21 World Championships live on Lax Sports Network. Dozens of games over the course of the 10 games or so that will play here at the University of Limerick, postponed twice due to the pandemic. Originally scheduled as a U19 event in 2020, pushed to U21, and now pushed to U20, now pushed to U21 here in 2022. Just glad to have everybody here and in attendance competing here at such a high level. Cirque, little inside roll, stopped by Ito. 3 goals in the first half for Yuta Kaigawa. Those all came in the first quarter for Team Japan. Japan out shooting the Czech Republic 12-4 in that first half as well. Japan outshot Israel yesterday 35-8. Let's see if the Czech will have a similar second half to the way they did against Puerto Rico. They trailed 10-2 against Puerto Rico at the half of yesterday's game. Ended up losing just 12-6. So this is a little bit tighter of a deficit for this Czech team. Kuchera, this is Shimon Kuchera. That's right into the midst of Ito. Easy save there. Now Japan will look to clear. Japan, one of the top 6 teams in the world. Their place finish in 6s at the World Games. None of those players that played, by the way, in the World Games on this current team. And saw how well the women did at the 2022 World Championships. They finished in 5th there. This continues the ascent for Team Japan, who lost to Israel. Of course, the 6 is a different group of guys, but lost to Israel in that 6s tournament. Came back and beat Israel yesterday, 10-3 here at the U21 level. They call lacrosse in Japan translated as a field martial art, obviously because of its physical style of play. Take a great amount of honor, respect for sport, really as a whole in the country. That pass almost picked off, and now Japan's running. Kuroda tries to find his way inside. Kuchera closes the door. Another pass on the doorstep. Shot saved by Slavik. Otsuka with the backup. So Slavik's had to make a few saves today. That's his 4th. A couple have been too tough to handle, really. Kuroda, little spin. Tries to pass up top over to Otsuka, and that pass is too heavy. So Czech Republic with a stand here to begin the 3rd. The clearing game is something they struggled in that first half. Japan getting a couple goals off of turnovers off the ride. Yeah, I think that's what Czech Republic needs to do. Stay patient in this. No shot clock, 15-minute running quarters here at international play. Clock will stop below 30 here in the 3rd, and in the 4th, below 2 minutes, we'll have stoppages. 7-1 the score for Japan, 4 minutes into the 3rd. It's one of several games we have for you on Lax Sports Network today, tomorrow, the day after that. Cirque sends his defender to the ground. They're going to call that offensively. Little truck stick. The ball ended up going out of bounds anyway. Tried to be physical. He's the one who lost his bag. Had to spend hours at the airport, did Cirque, after his bag finally arrived in Limerick on Tuesday night. They were surprised it got there. He was in Dublin waiting for his bag since Monday. Dublin and Limerick about 200 kilometers apart from each other. This Czech team played a training match against China, a team that has a couple of Americans on their side like that to help them get ready, but they faced a couple of tough opponents here to start. In Puerto Rico yesterday, and now Japan today. Ishikawa has it taken away. Nicely done by Jan Dobiash. Not just a face-off man, does a little bit of everything for this team. He was on the all-tournament team at the U19 Euro Lacrosse Challenge in 2020 for Team Czech. Chalikovsky now looking to clear. Now they'll try to do so with Yakimchuk. Yakimchuk is hit, almost tiptoed there out of bounds. Now the ball's outside of the stick, somehow able to grab it, and finally draws a foul amidst all the hacking. So that'll go against Hirotoshi Yoshimura. He'll be sidelined for a minute of time. So an opportunity here for the Czech Republic with a man-up situation. That time, you know, Czech Republic just hanging on to possession of the ball That was the answer. That's the second penalty of the day on Japan. Second time Czech Republic's gone on the man up. Only goal of the day scored by Lukáš Kučera. Little inside roll that's taken away before Cirque's able to get that to go. Now we got a battle here for the ground ball. Another flag down. Loose ball push. Oh, slash, excuse me. So that'll be a minute penalty on the Czech Republic. So we'll play some 5-on-5 for a bit, and then Japan will go on a man up for about 30 seconds of time. Maybe a little more than that after this delay.
1 minute slashing penalty called on the Czech Republic.
Japan now with possession in their territory. Now 6-on-5, so Japan with the man up. Took enough time there to get themselves maybe a couple more seconds on this man up with the exchange of players going in and out of the box here. They lead 7-1 here, midway through the third quarter. Ishikawa. Crisp passing by Team Japan. Otsuka, high, low to high, and with it all the way was Slavik. Now they can work off this penalty if they're able to get the clear. The ball just sort of rolling innocently through the middle of the field. Dumiets is able to get there. And that's a good timeout by Vjada Manda. They're under duress. Czech Republic able to get possession and maybe dodging a bullet there with the man down situation as well. They'll be able to kill off that penalty, and we'll kill off some time ourselves. We'll take a break. 7-1 Japan here on field number 1 in Limerick. This is the World Lacrosse Men's U21 World Championships live from Limerick, Ireland. Another warm day here in Limerick today. We'll have 1.5 of those still to come. We'll have a front come through tomorrow at some point, actually overnight. So should be warm for another day, and then we'll get back into very seasonable temperatures. Starting Monday, be in the low 70s, cooling into the high 60s. Some more rain in the forecast then, but it is hot out there for some of these athletes. Czech Republic took a timeout. Now they get a settled possession here. 7 minutes to go in the third. They trail 7-1. Martin Peck looking for a cutter. Continues, and now good defense once again. That's Yoko Kawa, the short stick D-midi. Doing a nice job there. Hulesh. They haven't given Hulesh any room to work. Yoshimura there. 7-1 after the first two. No one scored yet here in the third. Little backhand shot by Kanotek. That goes wide. Good try. Fisher. Trying to work on Nakamura. Fisher gets his hands inside, and Fisher, the ball just a few inches in front of the goal line. Fisher goes in the crease anyway. Ball over to Team Japan. Yuki Tsuchiya is in there now in goal. So Ito has come out here, a 7-1 advantage. The 21-year-old Tsuchiya, vice captain at Meisei University. Played at the end of yesterday's game against Israel. Probably will get some nice looks today. Here comes Japan once again in their offensive zone. 5:30 to go in the third. Haigara had those 3 goals in the first quarter of play. Really started off Japan on a high note. They led 5-1 after 1. Not as much scoring since. Czechs calmed down themselves on defense. Haigara, though, finds a step inside. That shot is wide. Slavik able to get himself in there and actually backed up by the Czech Republic. So they stopped Japan once again. They have slowed them down. Now they have to get themselves going offensively here. Scored 4 of the last 5 against Puerto Rico yesterday. Now quickly back the other end, and they take advantage of that ride. Hulish just throwing one with an empty net. Suchia coming way out, and there's your goal, 7-2. Talk about an all-out ride there for Japan. Suchia found himself in no man's land. There wasn't even a defender around, or an offender around him. So Hulish able to get his second goal of the tournament. 7-2. I guess that's one way to do it. They have had trouble beating the ride today. That's how you beat it. And maybe that'll have Japan take a few steps back, not as aggressive. We'll see. Chia also getting his first few reps in there. That makes it tough when Takeda wins that 2 himself. Dominant at the X. Chikakane pull, score! He stayed on and he got his goal, 8-2. Sotoyama, the pull, scored yesterday, and now Chikakane getting himself involved. His first goal of the tournament. Tokyo University of Agriculture, studies in the Department of Bioscience. 21-year-old, 5'8", 182. A quick answer for Japan. Less than 3 to go in the third. 8-2 the score here in Group B play. Battle here for the faceoff. Dobiash and Takeda. Like Takeda had it originally. Now Dobiash stays with it. He's done a nice job of staying with it alongside his wings here. Takeda not as dominant here on day 2 because of that. Hulish unable to gather that, and they can't keep it in bounds either. So after that, Czech Republic just throws the ball away. Oh, called off of Japan there. So Czech Republic will get possession back. Yeah, they're saying that ball went off of Japan last. It was tipped off of a stick of the Japanese, so Czech Republic gets the ball back, less than 2 minutes to go in the third. A lucky break there. Kanote, see if he can get going. Top scorer on the team, scored the most goals of the Euro qualifiers for the 2023 World Cup, which the men's senior team will be playing in for the Czech Republic. They won every match in Poland for those qualifiers, the senior team. Be playing in 2023 in LA. Hulish just can't find an opening against Sotoyama. Petrak. Physical play here. Petrak trying to muscle his way in. Hulish shoots. Saved by Suchia. Eight to 2 as Suchia gets his first save of the day in replacing Shun Ito. 1 minute to go in the third quarter. Seen Suchia not afraid to come out of his home. Now they'll work it here over the middle to Komine. Tetsuya Yamada. Looks like he's going to try and initiate here down the alley. Now works it back through the middle. Defense by Kanote. Yamada thwarted away. Now searches over the middle. Actually lost the ball, faking the pass. 7 on the clock. Can they make it down in time? Kanote. And they cannot. Kanote able to get possession there as time expires in the third. 8 to 2, Team Japan on top of the Czech Republic as we head to the final 15 minutes of play here at the University of Limerick. You're watching the World Lacrosse Men's U21 Championships on Lax Sports Network. Fourth quarter about to get underway in Limerick. Lax Sports Network brings you 64 games of the Men's U21 World Lacrosse Championship over the course of 10 days. We're in the thick of it now. Coming up after our game, you can watch Jamaica and Ireland. That's at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Scott Sudikoff on the call there. At noon, we'll have the Sweden-Uganda game. I'll be on the call for that. And then finally, at 1 p.m. Eastern, it's Germany and Latvia. That's all on our live channels on laxsn.com. Just scroll around. You'll find it. Live lacrosse from Limerick, Ireland, right here on LSN. So we head to the fourth. It's kind of been low scoring after a really big first quarter. It was 5-1 Japan after the first. And then they scored a couple more in the second. And they get one more in the third. So both these teams clamping down defensively since the beginning of this game. And now Czech's going to need to find themselves some offense here. Good starts here at the X. Dobiash technically 5 for 8 face-off wins. 6 for 13 is Takeda today. As Dobiash has lost the clamp more times than not, but they've gotten some ground balls after the fact. Takeda getting that one himself. Wins the pop. See if Japan goes quickly here. They settle things in. They try to go too quickly at that. Turn it over. Haven't had that same dominance they had yesterday at the X, in which you win the face-off and you keep possession. That probably should all be included in the face-off stat. Winning possession is part of that. 23-14, Japan leading the shots today. You're 1-0 in Group B. Czech Republic 0-1. Puerto Rico sits at 2-0 as we speak. Japan playing Puerto Rico on Monday. And if this shakes out, that could be for first, with Czech Republic playing Israel. And if this shakes out, that could be a huge game as well. Could determine whether or not, probably will determine whether or not Israel or Czech Republic makes their way to the championship bracket. Depending on what happens in Group C, which features Jamaica, Ireland, Germany, and Latvia. Jamaica and Ireland with wins there. They will play each other, as I just mentioned, coming up here in about 45 minutes of time. Just about 2:15 in the afternoon here in Limerick, 9:15 or so on the East Coast of the United States. Thanks for joining us here on Lax Sports Network for our coverage of the U21 Men's World Championships. Live from Limerick. Jan Fischer sends his defender to his knees. Instead, there, Tsuchiya makes the save. He had other plans. Now here comes Japan on the break. Coming in transition, one pass, the shot stopped by Slavik. Like he might have taken that off his knee. Wow. So Slavik gets another save. That is his 9th today. Japan, though, gets the ball back offensively. That's the best case scenario, really. You get a shot in transition, and then you back that up to make it a safe shot at that. Another chance on a settled offensive possession. Oh, no, in there for a score. 9-2. Teammates celebrating. Look at Kuroda, the captain, all fired up. Oh no, gets his first goal of these U21 World Championships. Little speed dodge. Played baseball growing up, as many of these athletes did here in Japan. Decided to hook on with lacrosse. So lacrosse, he was just interested in seeing how far he could go. And he has gone pretty far now, playing in a World Championship competition. Rikyo University, 20-year-old Hiroki Ono. Of course, you see how big baseball is in Japan if you ever watch our affiliate network for the fans. That Japanese baseball coverage, we do all season long, and now you can see what they do in another sport in lacrosse. And how about the athleticism, the depth in this country? Obviously, these athletes start a little later when it comes to lacrosse, but I mean, able to pick it up and pretty fundamentally sound. 4 minutes into this fourth, 9-2. Oh no, again. See if he goes to the cage again. Sends it back behind. Now here's a quick shot and another score. Fujioka, the 19-year-old, makes it 10-2. This is his first goal of the tournament. He had an assist yesterday. The Keio University. He also played baseball growing up, getting the feed from Ono there. So 10-2, about 10 minutes to go in the fourth. Fujioka getting himself on the board. Japan change it up here at the X. Yoshimura, the pole in there. Dobiash getting it, and they'll call a push against Czech Republic. Now Japan will get possession once again. So Czech Republic needed the ball there within the first 5 minutes to see if they could whittle away at the lead. That's something they have not had. Japan continues to dominate offensively and at the X. With them matching up against Puerto Rico on Monday, it should certainly be interesting. They've been the two best teams so far in group play, Japan and Puerto Rico. And, you know, you see those are the teams looking to make their next step, try to get to that top group, something Japan did in 2008. Of course, if you're in the top group, it guarantees you to get into the championship bracket. But then after that, of course, there's fifth place games that you'll see here on Lax Sports Network that'll determine the next go around where these teams will sit. Czech Republic getting a little careless here on the clear. Sodeyama looking for his second goal. He shoots! Good top shelf. Unable to get his second goal. He scored yesterday in transition. Less than 10 minutes to play here in the fourth. 10-2. Japan, another takeaway on the clear. Here they come in transition once again. A couple fakes. What a save by Slavik. Yamada falling into the crease, and that was the result of a cross-check from Adam Kuchera. And that's not his first penalty of the tournament, I'll tell you right now. He had 4.5 minutes of penalty time yesterday. He got called for a 3-minute slash. Also an unnecessary roughness and interference, so obviously has the target on his back of the referees, and maybe should. Now drawing one there. It looked like a nice stop from Slavik. It was, amidst all of that. But Japan will take over, man up for a minute. Midway through the fourth. Couple steps, shot, score. 11-2. Yuta Ishikawa getting his first goal of the day. Third goal of the tournament. Really nice catch there for Ishikawa. He catches it low and then goes in that upper left-hand corner. What a shot. A lot on that, nothing anybody could do. So timeout here on the field, 11-2, 6:38 in the fourth remaining here in this Group B battle. Lax Sports Network's coverage of the U21 Men's World Lacrosse Championship continues later on today. Join us at noon Eastern for our second featured game of the day, live from Limerick, Ireland. You'll see Sweden and Uganda. I'll be on the call for that, and you can watch it on any of our digital platforms. Go to laxsn.com for the list of links, or you can watch the game right there on laxsn.com. So whatever way you want to watch, make sure you do so. Should be an intriguing matchup between Sweden and Uganda. Great to see some other countries get into the fold here. Of these U21 World Championships, the record 23 teams descending upon Limerick, Ireland over the course of about 2 weeks. 11-2, 6:38 to go in the fourth here. Japan doing some muscle flexing in this quarter. Looks like they're having some fun while doing it too. Face-off win for Yoshimura. A pole winning that, and now Japan gets the ball yet again. Doesn't matter who they put in there. Been successful more often than not. Otsuka picks it up. 2 flags on the field. Officials will talk things over. Jakob Plekschmid called for 2 one-minute slashes here. Just one will be called, so Plekschmid will go in the box, and Japan will get 2 men up because it was 2 penalties on the same player. So that'll be for a minute. 6 on 4 here for Team Japan. See what they do with this. They have a minute to work with. Don't was the question, trying to find a guy who doesn't have a goal yet. There you go. It is 6 on 5. It was same penalty on one guy. It was called differently initially on the field. They made that correction just now. Less than 6 minutes to go. They're still 6 on 5 here for Team Japan. Ishikawa, a couple steps. Kaigara. Little skip pass, shot for Otsuka, bounces wide. Akozaki has a couple of goals today. Kaigara's in there too. He's got the hat trick in the first. Otsuka to the doorstep. He gets it back out to Ishikawa. A couple steps over the top. Save Borslavik. He's in double digits. Good job there, killing off that penalty for the Czech Republic. Now they'll try and work here in the clear with Jan Fischer. Fischer's been quiet today. Obviously, much of the Czech Republic offense has. Just the 2 goals, one by Kuchera, one by Hulish. And the one by Hulish was kind of a fluky type goal. It was on a ride in which Suchia was way out of the cage. Hulish threw it up and over his head. So now the Czech Republic will work on offense, try and find a goal here in the final 5 minutes of this game. Earlier today, Poland beating Kenya in Group D 17-2. Wales over China 10-6. Hong Kong leading Netherlands right now in Group E 3-1. Hong Kong 2-0 so far. There's a shot. Suchia there for the save. Nakamura working to clear. And now another flag has flown. Looks like we had, I think, a player down with that flag. Been some more contact here over the last couple minutes. It's Yusuke Nakamura coming up slowly, and hopefully looks like he's okay. We actually get another look here as he released that pass. Oh, he got hit high with an elbow there. Wow. You see the flag come in. That's a 3-minute penalty on Tomasz Kinotek. See him went up high there with the elbow. A legal body check up towards the head of Nakamura. No wonder he went down. Mentioned all the penalties yesterday for Czech Republic. They had 7 of them against Puerto Rico, and Puerto Rico a physical team in that. Czech Republic tried to out-physical them, and just there, in that case, kind of dirty, to be honest with you. Not necessary. Kuroda lets that one get by, and now Japan will get to sit here with the man up. You know, that's a 3-minute penalty, so they'll be able to just kind of look their way towards the goal and work this clock and look to go 2-0 here over the course of this tournament. That would be a great start for them, position them well with a big game coming up against Puerto Rico on Monday. Shot saved by Slavik. Kuroda looking for a goal. Otsuka, a couple steps in, as Japan will continue to work it around. Continuing their momentum they've had in these World Championship tournaments really all summer long. World Games, Women's World Championship, the senior team in Towson, Maryland, playing so well in Pool E, 4-0, finishing 5th overall. And then in that Sixes tournament, 3rd place, they had a close loss against Israel. They beat Haudenosaunee. They beat Great Britain for the bronze. Little behind the back, trickery, what a pass and what a finish. Kuroda to Hakozaki, and Hakozaki has a hat trick. How about that? Captain to captain. Hakozaki and Kaigara with hat tricks today. Mentioned some of that wall ball. You go behind the back and you play wall ball too. Timeout here on the field. 1:59 to go in the 4th. 12-2, Japan on top. Back live in Limerick. 1:59 on the clock here in Group B play between the Czech Republic U21 squad and the Team Japan U21 team. Japan flexing their muscles here, a 12-2 lead over the Czech. There for another face-off is Yoshimura, gets his stick taken away. Takes him a while to pick it back up. Jan Hulish able to go and pick it up. The ball up, that is. Japan being aggressive on defense. They can afford to be here, as Czech still with that 3-minute penalty. That was locked in. Right now, there's only 4 offensive players on this side for Czech. Japan had a whole bunch of defenders there, and they get the ball back because of all of that. And now they'll work it out. Less than 90 seconds to play here in the 4th. They'll be content to whittle the clock away here and look to go 2-0 here the last 2 days of this tournament. Ascend to the top of Group B alongside Puerto Rico. Both have looked equally as dominant in their first 2 games. It should be a wonderful matchup on Monday between Puerto Rico and Japan in Group B for the top of the table. Amazing how it shapes up. Yamada winds up, fires and wide. Fujioka has a goal. Gets it out to Tanamura, who takes the shot. Slavik, good save in front. Slavik's done a pretty good job. Double-digit saves today. He's been peppered all day long. Hasn't had much time to rest. Tanamura gets it back out. He picks up the ground ball. Japan doing all the little things right. Very disciplined squad. And now you can see on the sideline, Fumi Suzuki and his staff saying, that's enough. Calling off the fight, 12-2. Japan improving to 2-0 here in the 2022 World Lacrosse Men's U21 World Championships. Hat tricks from Kaigara and Hakozaki as Japan dominates once again, and now is a date for the top of the table against Puerto Rico on Monday. Czech falls to 0-2. They've got a big one against Israel to prevent from being the bottom of the table on Monday. So intrigue abound here in Group B. Of course, we'll have the second game of our featured matchups here today in just a little while, a little more than an hour and a half or so, probably about 2 hours, I could say. Sweden and Uganda at noon Eastern time. You can check out that Group E matchup on Lax Sports Network. But in the meantime, you got Jamaica, Ireland. You've got Germany, Latvia later on today, all on LSN. That'll do it for our coverage, though, here and now in Limerick. Japan, a big win, 12-2 here over Czech Republic. For the rest of our team, I am Tom Eschen. We'll see you in just a little while.